Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all fandoms, welcome to the Ferret and Raccoon podcast, episode 76. I am the Angry Raccoon,
I am Ace.
and we are back for the last podcast of November, a month that has felt extremely short.
Yeah, it's gone by instantly. It's weird.
Yeah, it's already over.
I still remember it being Halloween.
Yeah.
And
Maybe October just has such a lasting feeling that it kind of just takes half of November, and it's just, you know.
Plus, Christmas coming up. Decorations are starting to be put up.
Yeah, and obviously, if you're in America, you've been celebrating Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and then Cyber Monday, which I believe is when this podcast is going up.
Yeah.
So you got all that materialistic stuff to worry about for the next few weeks.
Go consumerism!
Yay! I should mention I do have a bit of a cold right now, so I'm going to try my best not to cough and make it sound disgusting, like I'm actually coughing in your guys' ears.
Oh no, like Ferris Bueller when he's making the machine so he sounds unwell.
Yeah, don't want that. Yeah, so if this podcast does sound a bit weird, it's probably that reason in particular. But yeah, weird. It's been a weird kind of like couple weeks or so, given that you look around and November's already finished, and it felt like just a few days ago we did podcast 65, and it's just like, what is going on? And I'm literally going, right, time to make the best of lists, because the year is literally ending in like 5 weeks.
I've got quite a lot of that done so far. I mean, quite good keeping up with it.
I mean, everything's kind of just in a list, but it's like the main list, the organization is kind of in my mind that's going back and forth
with
every listen or rewatch or rethink, I guess you could say. But I guess we can also say to all you guys listening as well, start thinking about your best and worst stuffs, because we're definitely going to talk about it come the end of the year. So look forward to that, I would say.
And if your list doesn't match mine, you're wrong.
Immediately wrong. Don't even bother show up to this podcast. Don't even download it. Because you'll be disappointed.
Although, if you want to tell us how wrong you're going to be, you can email us at raccoonplusfriends@gmail.com.
Make predictions on how bad you messed up in 2017 and how you watched all the wrong things and did all the wrong things in 2017. That'll be a fun list to do. Top 10 ways I messed up in 2017.
Yeah. Well, with November almost over, how have your last 2 weeks been?
They've actually been good despite the sickness.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't quite getting down with it, but it's getting better as of right now of this recording. And by the time this podcast goes up, I should be back to full recovery. I'm not the kind of person, not to say this is wrong if anyone does, I'm not the kind of person to get sick and go, I need a day off work. No, I just work through it.
Yeah.
Granted, it doesn't make me feel any better, but it's just like, I'm missing out on that pay, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
in this society, everyone needs some money.
Everyone needs that little bit of that paper.
Yeah.
And I need it good. I mean, I'm not desperate for it. It's just kind of like, I'm not crippled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not paralyzed in my bed at the moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's I can work through a cold, and the man flu doesn't exist.
No.
It's just what the weak men say.
If someone's saying that, you have every right to slap them in the face with a cold fish.
It's okay to slap your husband.
Yeah. No, anyone could do it.
Oh, okay.
Like, if a dog sees its owner saying it's got man flu, the dog just slaps him.
No, he bites him.
No, slap. You get the fake dog hand.
Oh, God. But then that's the wife doing that. She gets the fake dog hand in order for the dog to smack the dad.
Yeah, just cut to the dog after and it smiles. You're done.
That early 2000s CGI dog talking smile, yes.
Oh no, I actually saw a film that kind of thing, which I'm only just remembered of, so I'll talk about that after, but oh no.
It's rough times back in 2000s, but we'll actually kind of be talking about that stuff later in the discussion, maybe we'll see what happens. But yes, Ace, how has your 2 weeks been? What have you been up to?
I actually just kind of got over an illness as well.
Oh, so you were down with the sickness as well?
I really was, and the past few days just instantly peaked better.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah, but it was my brother's birthday recently, and we decided to go out for drinks, like it was the whole group thing, last night.
Okay.
And we were there from 7 until about 4 in the morning.
Sounds like a good party.
It really was. There
Mhm.
was excessive amounts of alcohol.
And then you remembered podcast in a few hours. So you had to cut that off.
And we were kind of dancing throughout like the whole night. So there's this, I think the bar's called like Heavy Load or something in London. And they have like a downstairs that leads to a club bit where they're just playing like rock and metal and all that stuff. So it's just dancing along to Hendrix and AC/DC. It was incredible.
Interesting.
It was a really, really great time.
Sounds it.
It was...
Quality?
Yeah, quality. Couldn't think of the right word.
Okay.
But other than that, I did manage to watch 2 films and a TV show.
Oh, okay.
The first film, which is the one I just thought of then, was Russell Madness.
Russell Madness.
It's by the same people who do Air Bud, and it's about a dog that becomes a wrestler.
Oh dear.
And it had that terrible CGI mouth moving, and it was...
Oh no.
It appealed to me for every wrong reason.
Well, just because there's a dog in it.
It has a dog in it. It's about wrestling, and they clearly they had a wrestler from WWE. I can't remember if it was Johnny Nitro or Joey Mercury. It was one of them, and they actually used one of the stands from WWE just for the thing. It's like, how did they get away with that?
I don't know.
But overall, the film was like, I don't recommend it to anyone except for me.
Yeah, I can understand that.
The other film I saw, which is recent cinema release, The Justice League.
Oh yeah, you know what? I actually forgot about that film until just now.
I'm not surprised.
Damn. Like, yeah, like I'm literally just right now live on this podcast. I'm literally just remembering that film came out.
It's everything people are saying is true. It's
a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece of disaster. It's so messy.
I don't understand how that could have happened, Ace. I mean, everything was perfect. I mean, you had 2 directors. I mean, of course, it was going to be good. I mean, every film with 2 directors is good. Every time a film cuts an hour to an hour and a half, you know they're doing it just to make the film good. When you have to do reshoots, you know they're doing that only to make the film better.
A lot of films do have to do reshoots, but this is
but
a
2
very
months before
different...
the film comes out?
Yeah.
No.
But considering just how disparate Joss Whedon and Zack Snyder are when they come to film or TV, that was not going to work. But it's baffling how wrong this film is, and how much cinematic techniques that are misused and people haven't noticed. Like, everyone's ragging on it cuts to Superman and you can tell it's a reshoot because the CGI lip looks horrible.
Oh, and his nose as well.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And it looks disgusting.
It's laughable.
But one thing everyone just seems to not notice is that it will be doing the scene normal and it will cut and it's a single, like, profile shot of someone and they're doing, like, a quip or something, and then it will cut to the wide shot. And it does that so much, and all the profile ones are clearly reshoots. And they seem totally wrong.
I imagine watching this film was just a game.
It was a bit. It
would have to be.
It was very entertaining when I was doing that. Other than that, there's like one really good bit, and that's when they're fighting Superman, and the Flash is running around him, and Superman just kind of, like, he locks eyes, and he starts moving around at super speed. And Flash is like, what the fuck? That's like the only really good thing.
That's the only scene that people have said is actually even good.
Yeah. That's literally it.
Because I've seen so many other theories of people coming up with such better concepts and ideas for the films. Like, I think even just one person said, I don't care about spoilers because you shouldn't be seeing this film anyway. It's not worth your money. Like, they literally dig up Superman's, like, grave. Yeah. And Superman's not there. And then they have to figure out who took Superman's body.
Yeah, that could have been cool.
That could have been a whole film in its own. You know what I mean? Expand on the death of Superman.
Yeah, and plus that is, if I remember correctly, that's something that happened in the Death of Superman comic. So, yeah.
Yeah, you could have done so much potential with that. You could have, in theory, introduced another Justice League member. Yeah. You know, maybe for some weird reason, Aquaman took his body, and he's like, I need revenge on, you know, something like that. Anything, guys.
And there's one thing I really want to laugh at. So, during the intro of the film, like, well, not really an intro, like flashback. There's a Green Lantern. Like, it's not an actual character. It's just fighting
You
alongside.
100% killed the film for me now.
He's fighting alongside like gods and stuff against the main villain of the film, and
Steppenwolf, the most
Steppenwolf.
memorable villain of all time.
Trust me, a lot of people like the Fourth World and like Dark Side stuff, which I really don't give a shit about. Besides Mr. Miracle, but Steppenwolf is a literal joke. I don't give a shit, and he literally looks like a PS2 character. Like,
No, not even PS2.
No, trust me, it's graphically fidelity
That's
enough
being too
for
nice.
PS2.
I say Dreamcast.
No, it's PS2.
Nah, that's doing the PS2 a disservice because there is some Silent Hill 2 is on the PS2.
Okay, but look at the actual gameplay graphics of Silent Hill 2.
Still better than Steppenwolf.
In artistic style, yes. In graphical fidelity, no.
I get what you mean, but I still I'm very upset by that comment.
No,
because there's good stuff on the PS2.
No, I agree. Although there's also bad stuff there.
Of course, yes.
But he resembles that, and it was very charming to see them put their video game adaptation in the film itself.
Cross promotion
Exactly.
for the Justice League game that will never come out because someone at Warner Brothers said, no, don't make that game because it'll be fun.
Yeah. But, the film is a mess and it ends brilliantly. There's an after credits scene in which Deathstroke is talking to Lex Luthor about making their own league. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? We need to move on. Because we need to move on. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
What was the TV series you watched?
The TV series I've actually watched was the Netflix original Big Mouth, which
Big Mouth, la da 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 da.
It seems kind of mixed, the reception to this. Like, critics seem to love it. Viewers don't. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fine.
It's on my list.
Yeah.
Because as much as I've seen a lot of people really hating on it, it doesn't seem like it's that bad compared to other Netflix shows, animated series, and just things in general.
I'll say this. Its prime audience is definitely teenagers going through puberty, which, if anyone's arguing against that, then they're clearly
Do you think the issue is
wrong.
Because people are obviously realizing that this show is kind of for a very niche audience and they're immediately going, it's just possibly crude humor, stupid stuff, blah, 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 rubbish because of that. It's not for me, therefore it is rubbish.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They think it's supposed to appeal to them. No,
that's not the point of media.
Yeah, and I think there are some really nice moments, some strong elements in there, and my favourite, the Hormone Monstrous.
Oh yeah. Didn't I say she was my favourite?
When she's talking to the character and she says, "And I only take bubble baths." It was the best thing ever, and I love that. I love it so much. But no, I think it was fine. It was okay. Obviously the art style is something I have a personal distaste for.
That's what people were just people are literally going, art style is bad, therefore show is bad.
But despite me disliking the art style, it makes sense in context of the show.
I would imagine,
they're going through puberty.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's ugly and exaggerated features.
Yeah.
It's kind of the point.
It's meant to be gross.
Yeah.
Life is gross. Growing up is gross.
Yeah. And here I want to say, I hate everything. He did a video on it. And he was so nitpicky, it really made me question why.
I've been saving his video for after I watched the series.
It's ridiculous. Like, one bit's like, well, there wasn't proper world building. And I'm like, okay.
Nor is there in Family Guy, but millions of people still watch that.
Yeah, and it's like, he uses this really thing that makes sense in context, and he just takes it out of context. And then, when I was watching the show, I was like, okay, why aren't you taking the piss out of this? Is it because you know that it makes sense in context? Did you miss the point? I don't know. But it kind of left a sour taste in my mouth.
Mm.
So, it's fine. It's enjoyable.
I can't wait for I Hate Everything's in response to I Hate Big Mouth as he addresses Ace Enigma's
Oh, yeah.
comments. That's going to be great. No, he won't,
Yeah.
because he's not petty about
No,
that
no.
kind of stuff, so he wouldn't do that. I can see a lesser person doing that.
Yeah. Oh, I recently saw someone who did a 10-hour rebuttal to H Bomber Guy's Dark Souls 2 video. And literally the first 10 minutes tells you everything. He's some right-wing idiot who thinks objectivism is the only thing in art. It's
Ladies and
terrible.
gentlemen, please ignore people like that.
I agree.
Never humour people like that.
So, yeah.
That's all I really got to say. Fun stuff from your side.
Yeah?
I had some fun stuff too. I actually finally managed to beat Fire Emblem Echo Shadows
Nice.
of Valentia.
Yeah.
It took me way longer than it did because I broke my 3DS in a fit of
Yeah.
rage because of the game. And I'm not really going to go into too many details, but this game is good.
Yeah.
It's got some kind of glaring issues, but lucky enough, everything else that they do, which is quite creative, in terms of an RPG, strategy RPG,
Yeah.
is very good. The fact that you can freely grind, choose how you want to grind, the fact that it has a home map, the way that the story kind of splits off and comes together, and the way everything works, it definitely does feel like a good remake, that they really looked at everything. At the same time, there are issues like with the fact that it is kind of limiting in some senses. Like, you do have support conversations where two characters can talk to each other if they've been battling on the field together, but at the same time, some characters don't get enough, so you don't know the character that well. For example, there is one character that, if you don't decide to get one character in your party, they will have no support conversations with any character
Huh.
except for that one character,
Okay.
which I don't get.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
It's just stuff like that where it's literally the case of you could have just... And it's just that one character. Granted, that character's not a main character,
Yeah.
because there's like literally maybe about almost 40 characters in the game, so I can understand
Yeah.
writing dialogue for, even in the previous games on 3DS, not everyone spoke to everyone. Everyone
Yeah.
spoke to maybe like 8 people max, and there was other characters they didn't speak to, but...
Are they voiced at all?
Yes.
Okay.
It's all
That's
voiced.
possibly
Everything's
why.
voiced, yeah.
That's because obviously money for voice acting
Yes, of
raises
course.
exponentially.
Voice acting is pretty good. You'll recognize some voices
Yeah.
in there, but like... that's another thing I do appreciate, the fact that it's all voiced.
Okay.
Like, every time the characters speak, it's pretty much voiced, even for the tiny little moments where it's just
Yeah.
a thought from the character. That's the only time you hear those characters speak.
That's probably why they haven't got that much.
Most likely,
Yeah.
but I think with things like that, when it's just the one character,
Yeah.
it's like, it wouldn't have been that hard to at least thrown in one more character, if you know what I mean.
Would have been expensive though.
I don't think so.
Well,
I mean,
putting
the
voice acting in does cost a lot.
I know, but here's the
Yeah.
thing: every character's voiced.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it, kind of pull the curtains, it's kind of the case of you just get that same voice actor to do a few more lines.
I guess.
You don't have to create another character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. It's just weird things where it's like, you could have. If you just done a bit more, you would have made
Yeah.
the game that much more stronger. That's why it's still a good game in my opinion, despite the fact it's glaring faults.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to talk about it in more detail come the end of the year podcast, but I do have
Yeah.
quite a few things to say about it, because I think it was toted,
Yeah.
as one of the last 3DS games, but thanks to its success,
Yeah.
3DS now lives longer.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, if you still enjoying that 3DS, you got to
Yeah.
thank that game. Because, it was literally like, it was one of our last games.
Yeah.
And they were like, it sold really well, so I think we're going to keep it going for another year or so. So that's good. The other thing I watched was Stranger Things Season 2.
Yeah.
Finally got around to watching it. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was
Really enjoyed it. I know Ace pretty much said it, so I'm not going to echo too much on that. But really enjoyed it. I have a few issues with the choices of certain scenes in the series
Yeah.
and how it was edited being my main issues. But overall, I liked it as much, maybe even more than the first season. I think it's
Yeah.
really good. I liked what they did with everyone and everything. They really just continued the story. Like I've already said to Ace before recording, it didn't feel like Stranger Things 2.
Yeah.
It felt like let's continue Stranger
Yeah.
Things.
Exactly.
It wasn't Stranger Things again. Remember
Yeah.
this moment from Stranger Things? We're doing it again. And they downplayed a lot of the 80s based references, and they really made it feel like a fun show. And I liked everything they did with it. So I'm really happy, because obviously there was that worry that it was just going to be Stranger Things again, but no.
Yeah.
You've got to trust these guys, I think, and we'll see what happens in their next project. Whether that's season 3 is happening, but whether they do anything else, I'm looking forward to it.
That backdoor pilot episode.
Mm.
That's what I'm referring it as.
Well, yeah, that is the technical term,
Yeah.
but maybe we'll discuss that some other time in a future video or whatever.
Okay.
But we'll see. Let's get down to some stories, because we had a fun time chatting for the most part. And I've got the first one, which is actually somewhat kind of maybe referential to what I was just speaking about, and that's going to be the official trailer for Dark.
Yeah.
Just simply Dark. So let's get the unoriginal jokes out the way immediately. It's the German Stranger Things.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It has mildly similar premise. That's about it.
The only real similarities is there's kind of maybe kids are the main characters and they're riding bikes and there's supernatural.
Yeah.
And
As
maybe
said, mildly
experiments.
similar.
Yeah. It's not even worth comparing it.
It's the German It.
Yeah, this ripped off It. How could they rip off that new film? But yeah, no, I mean, I've been looking forward to this series for a while.
Okay.
I've actually known about it for a while, which is kind of rare, because I saw the original teaser, which no one saw.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, whoa, this was going to be, excuse the pun, really dark. And, no, but that's the thing, it does look like it is going to be like a legit dark series, because they're not showing anything, and it's, I mean, I like where it's going, and I like what I think it's going to be, which I'm guessing is going to be a very newer take on Supernatural.
Okay.
But at the same time, given the fact that it's based in Germany,
Yeah.
I'm really hoping they're going to bring us something new with maybe, I'm hoping, German freaky stories and
German
folktales.
folklore.
I'm hoping that's what they're going to do. I'm hoping, I mean, I can imagine it might be, weird experiments on kids go missing, that. But I'm guessing it's probably going to be like, here's that monster that everyone in German knows, but it's done in this really weird, messed up way. Kind of like how Stranger Things did it with how they referred to, let's say, the main villain in the first series as
the Demogorgon.
A Demogorgon.
Yeah.
And even in the second season, they had
the Mind Flayer.
The Mind Flayer as well, which is great. That's what I'm guessing they're going to do if I was, to make a guess. But I mean, Ace, I've kind of been stifling you a little bit.
Yeah, I think it looks interesting. There was something in the trailer about like something to do with time or something, events repeating, which was like, okay, this sounds interesting.
It seems like maybe that dark cave might have something to do. That literally might be a different plane or a way to kind of get back to something, which once again could be a really cool idea.
I will say that I think the name isn't that.
No, it's
not that strong.
Did you watch Dark?
What's Dark?
What is Dark?
No, I don't know, like, something German probably would have stood out more.
The German word for dark probably would have been good.
Nachtjäger. There you go.
Nachtjäger, yeah, exactly. That sounds like a demon. The problem with German language is almost everything sounds evil.
Yeah.
Or aggressive. No disrespect to German people, because I've spoken to German people who've literally been like, yeah, our language does sound really angry and mean.
Well, there's a reason I think the orcs, the language of Mordor in like Lord of the Rings was based kind of off of German, because it sounds evil. Yeah,
it is a bit unfortunate, but then again, that's why most villains are German.
Yeah.
It's just get the German guy. You know what I mean? We need a villain, get the German guy. To some extent. But I mean, I think even the trailer as well is definitely very promising, because it has the pacing and the tone, I think, are more perfect in my opinion. It's giving me the way it lingers on the scenes. I'm guessing how it's going to reflect the series. I think it's really strong, and it definitely feels like it feels more like a film than a TV series. It's got that quality, that style,
that cinematic technique.
Yes, that's what it's got, and I'm really liking that, which definitely is giving it a slight more edge, or putting it in the same ball game as some of the other shows that have that kind of look, which I think could really help the series. Because, like I said, I don't want people, if it is good, I don't want people to go, it's just the German Stranger Things, I ain't watching that. I don't want that. I want people to watch good things.
Well, you can tell a lot of people are just going to be like, oh, it's not in English, I'm going to wait for the remake.
I'm not going to watch it, yeah. You
Don't
know,
worry, it'll come out in like 2019, the remake, and it'll be done by Brett
J.J.
Ratner.
Abrams. Oh, okay.
I know Brett Ratner can't do it anymore because all the accusations.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, I'm just really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
December 1st, it comes out.
Yeah.
So
I
very
actually
soon.
noticed that down.
Yeah. Perfect for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Be very festive, family friendly.
bring the family round for a supernatural series about a child going missing.
Yeah.
While some other German teens try and find him on bikes.
It's going to be 10 episodes long.
10 episodes.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite a lengthy thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I've been waiting to talk about this for a while. Obviously, it's not much to talk about, but been waiting to mention it, and they finally got the official trailer because I think now that Punisher's out, they're like, all right, now we can talk about Dark.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about the fantasy one with Will Smith in it.
Oh, Bright.
Yeah.
Bright is the opposite of Dark.
Possibly.
That's a quote, by the way. Ace 2017. Bright is the opposite of Dark.
Mm.
But talking about opposites right about now, we're going to be
garbage.
Yeah, exactly. Poison the well already. We're talking about the trailer of the film Rampage, the adaptation of a 90s video game. I can't even remember when it came out.
It might be 80s.
80s, 90s. It was basically...
I think it was in a cabinet.
Oh, okay.
So it would be 80s.
Yeah. Basically, in the games, you play a giant monster that was actually a human being, and you destroy shit and eat people.
Originally, this game you played as a gorilla, a werewolf, and a dinosaur.
Yeah. I think it was just a giant lizard because it was called Lizzie.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be Godzilla, but
yeah.
Copyright issues, obviously. Whew, I'm still finding it hard to believe that they actually made a serious film on this.
I wouldn't say serious.
I think no, but the thing is, their intention is take us seriously.
Yeah, which I don't know how they would expect that. I mean, not to be rude to him, but you've cast The Rock.
Yeah.
And he isn't really known for his dramatic roles.
No.
So you kind of miscast.
Except for San Andreas.
I haven't watched
Same
that.
director, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The guy who did the film about buildings destroying is now doing another film about buildings destroying.
Oh my god.
But with monsters.
I think there's a conspiracy here.
Maybe.
If we find an anarchist's cookbook in his house, you know what he's up to.
Mm. But yeah, I mean, I find it very hard because here's the thing. Okay, I get the only good thing that maybe is going to be in this film. And it's like, I like the fact that the only clever thing is that they made Dwayne Johnson, they made his character an animal trainer.
Okay.
That's the thing. I like that he was albino girl. I like the fact they had that connection. I think that was a smart way to at least try and make a story about this.
Yes.
I'll give him that because they literally could have just gone, he's an army man who, despite the fact giant monsters have never existed, he knows how to deal with giant monsters that have never existed. That was smart enough of them. Obviously, everything else just falls apart as the trailer goes on because it's literally like, yeah, now the government has alien green gas that turns things into monsters.
Like the wolf.
Where the hell does the wolf come from?
Oh, it's just a wolf in the woods.
No, but where does it come from?
It comes from the woods.
Why is it now like I need to go destroy buildings?
Because it got turned big, and that's what big things do.
And then the crocodile was just like, yeah, I'm here too.
Oh god, I forgot about the crocodile.
Yeah, just this crocodile thing is just there, and I'm just like, what? Like I tell you what, when I saw that wolf running through the city, I was like, where's his giant sword?
Oh yeah.
I was like, where's his giant sword? That would have been perfect.
Just see him whimpering after.
Oh no.
But another thing I have a problem with, that they used the song Bullet with Butterfly Wings by Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, that pissed me off so much.
Why is everyone using this song?
As soon as I heard the world is a vampire, I was like, oh no.
It doesn't even make sense contextually.
No. Because that line doesn't make sense within the trailer. I can understand they probably used it for, despite I'm a rage, I'm a mouse in a cage, whatever the line goes. But even then, that's petty. I give trailers a hard time for using very popular songs with, the Defenders, the Nirvana, Come As You Are, and The
Let's-
Babysitter with Soft Cell, Tainted Love.
Yeah.
I'm giving the hard time because
Yeah.
it's like, you can't be cheesy about it, you gotta use it correctly. This
Yeah.
is awful.
Like, that's it. I will partially defend, like, Defenders with that, because contextually it makes sense.
Yeah, no, the thing is...
Babysitter, cheesy, makes sense. And even, let's say, Justice League, where they used the terrible cover of, like, Come Together, it makes sense they're coming together. It's really cheap, but...
Yeah, my issue with that is, just use the bloody song.
Yeah.
Why are you chopping up
Yeah.
in this weird
No, I know.
sense? If you want to use Nirvana, Come As You Are, use the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least with the Babysitter, they used Soft Cell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
But-
didn't decide, oh, we gotta just sample the one bit where he goes, Tainted Love, and then just play the rest of the trailer
Yeah.
with some generic background music.
Yeah.
Because kids know that song.
But, yeah, that was another issue I had, and...
I have so many issues with this trailer, because the problem is, I think the biggest problem is, this film
Yeah.
should have been for laughs.
It should have been.
It should have been a dumb concept comedy.
Yeah.
It should have been smiles all round.
That's the thing, literally the concept of the game. You're a human that turns into a giant monster and destroys shit. That's comedic and jokey.
Yeah.
Why wasn't that the idea? Like, oh shit, we've been experimented on, now we're a giant monster. Attack shit.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing all these, like, very stale and nowadays comedically outdated tropes.
Yeah.
To the point where you think it's a joke, where better films parody this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
But they're treating it seriously, and that's what I don't like. It's like, you can't expect to be taken seriously if you're doing this.
Yeah.
You know, it's ridiculous. I mean, and also, what does The Rock expect to do with random love interest 1642 against 3 monsters destroying a city? He can drive a helicopter, so it's okay.
Yeah. Don't forget, it's beauty that killed the beast.
This ain't Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Like, I don't know what they're expecting.
They're expecting $1 billion idea.
No. I mean, you bought the rights off Sony for what? Nothing. I don't want anyone to see this film. I'll be disappointed if anyone sees this film. Trust me.
I can't really muster up any care outside of what we've done.
You should know better to not see this film.
I agree.
And also, I like how it's The Rock's same costume from Jumanji.
Yeah, like, I think someone will say that how...
People have, like, tweeted that it's literally the same costume.
Were they just shooting at the same time so they reused
They must have
it?
been. They must have been. Because
So
it's
weird.
literally the same outfit. But the question then is, which one did he care more about?
Yeah.
Because obviously he must have been, if this theory goes correctly, he must have been running back and forth between one of them.
Well, considering this is his big break in dramatic role,
I'd say San Andreas was.
I still forget that film exists. So that's
Understandable.
How much... Yeah.
My guess is Jumanji was shot in a month.
It's a bit long for Jumanji.
They shot all the Saw films in under a month.
Exactly. Jumanji shot in 2 days.
Oh god. 2 hours.
Yeah. Max.
They did it all. One take only.
They only used the one cut. That's it.
And then Dwayne was like, I gotta go film Rampage. No, but no, serious, I like Dwayne. He's a cool dude. I mean, you know what? Get that paper, dude. I ain't got a problem with that. But just like, this film is dumb.
Yeah.
This film is really bad. It is really bad. But speaking of films that hopefully won't be bad, and hopefully are going to be over the top in the right way.
Yes.
Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Talking about the teaser. We usually don't talk about teasers unless they're actually something worth talking about, because sometimes a teaser is just, oh man, here's one scene.
Oh,
You know, here's a trailer that we're just going to call a teaser, then we're going to release the trailer which has 30 seconds more scenes. AKA Marvel.
This is the wet on wet teaser, as it's called, and it starts off with a little parody of the Bob Ross painting videos episodes.
Who, funny enough, that actually is quite relevant.
Yeah.
Given that I'm guessing the main reason Bob Ross has made quite the comeback.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I think mainly because of last year they had the Twitch live stream, which basically, for like how I think it was like a week or whatever, just
Yeah.
aired every episode of Bob Ross on one channel, and obviously people fell in love with him. And I think even if little children don't get the reference, it's still pretty funny and
Yeah.
still topical and relevant, I guess.
Especially with the painting keep changing
Oh, yeah.
between takes.
It was. I think this teaser was done very well, and that's the one thing I do like. It actually was a teaser to the film. It was
Yeah.
a little bit of media, a little original short film in some sense that they made for the film to promote it. And I mean, I really miss teaser trailers. I miss when they would wrap up filming on a film and then do a teaser. You know, the character turns, oh man, I'm back in the sequel. You know, I miss stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that they seem to be one of the only people who do that. Granted, Marvel does a lot of extra stuff, but it's just like, I miss the teasers, man.
And obviously Blade Runner had its little short films.
Oh yeah,
And
that's something I can see more people doing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't really like Ridley Scott, but I do. If that is his idea, then
Yeah.
you know, I can see more people, and I think that would help as well. Not something you definitely need to see, but I would love to see that in other films. You know, like especially if it's like, hey, we ain't been here for a while, or hey, things happened in between these films. Let's do some short stuff to it.
Yeah.
You know, just make sure Jared Leto isn't involved. You know.
But obviously, in between the Bob Ross sketches, there's a few a bit of a kind of clip show of parts of the film.
Basically, Deadpool is high and has a bit of an episode.
Yeah.
In which he flashbacks to the events of Deadpool 2. Obviously, those events traumatically scarred him, otherwise he wouldn't be on cocaine, as he heavily implies.
Who isn't on cocaine? Honestly.
Just speak to most of Hollywood.
I think they're on something else.
And it's not good stuff.
It's a waiting list for jail.
Fast-tracked.
Exactly.
Yeah, I really like the concept of this trailer.
Yeah.
It was a nice blend of doing something original and kind of showing off the scenes, and I know some people have like maliciously gone through Free Training, but like, it's thingy, you know, and I think the whole point is just meant to be getting vague clips. Guys, don't read into it too much.
Don't worry, there's going to be a billion videos saying what you missed from the Deadpool 2 trailer.
You know, big circles around something that makes no
Arrows.
sense. Arrow pointing in.
And then their face in a shocked reaction.
Yeah. Who is Deadpool?
Oh god. It's like, wow, in this shot we can see this character from the first film. We're just going to go on a 5-minute tangent and talk about them.
Now, I haven't been able to find any research, but I think that's Domino right there. There's no information on the internet that confirms this is Domino, but I think Domino might actually be in Deadpool 2.
This is an exclusive, guys.
It's an exclusive.
Yeah.
Being a comic book expert, I've figured out that I think that's Cable. Based on the comics I've read, I think that might be Cable.
Wait, I didn't read that comic? What are you talking about? I'm on live!
I just did a Google search. But no.
Pretty much.
I really like how... what is it? His caretaker, the old blind lady are back, and also the taxi driver is bizarrely back as well. I'm guessing
Why not? He was great.
No, I don't have an issue with it. It's just like I like how he's just like their weird official chauffeur, I guess.
Well, some people have a jet. Some people have, fantastic cars. Some have a taxi.
Yeah, I mean it's perfect. It makes sense for Deadpool. Why not? I just want a scene with everyone just in that taxi. I want Cable, Colossus. I want Domino.
Negasonic
Teenage Wolf. I just want everyone in that taxi just being like, yeah, let's go fight the bad guy.
All of them put on their sunglasses, even under their costumes.
Yeah. I just want that. And can we actually get Hugh Jackman in this film as well, please? I want to see him make some kind of cameo.
Yeah.
Even if it's just him just there in the background or he dies or something like that. I'd like to see that.
I get you.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this film.
Same. I'm think it's looking a bit better than another superhero film that's coming out next year.
Definitely.
But I'm not specifying which one. You're gonna have to wait, and then I'll pretend I called it.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, really looking forward to this. I hope it's going to be good. Like I said, I hope it's over the top in the right ways.
Yeah.
And I have faith in everyone who's working on it. It seems like they know what they're doing. I think as long as Marvel... not Marvel. As long as Fox doesn't do anything, film should be fine. Because usually when Marvel doesn't actually get involved in films, guess what? they actually turned out to be good.
Yeah.
Wow. Who'd have thunk it? But yeah, let's move on to our discussion. Ace, I believe you're going to introduce this one.
Yeah, so we thought it'd be a really fun idea if we could do a little kind of mini Q&A so you can get to know us a bit more.
So we can get to know each other.
Exactly.
So we can get to know each other as well, because we don't know everything about each other.
We just met yesterday.
Pretty much.
Would you like to start off with the questions?
Yes, I'll direct this question at you, and then I'll go after, and that is eventually, what was the first album you ever bought?
This is probably going to be possibly a cliche for someone that listens to rock music, but the first album
Taylor Swift.
Of course. Look what just made me do.
Oh, to be fair, she has like 6 albums, but no one knows about the last 3, because she wasn't popular back then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, back when she sung country.
When the songs were actually decent.
They weren't good.
They were decent.
But just compared to the trash right now, yeah. But no, go on.
My first album that I officially purchased was Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Still loved the album, loved it then, couldn't stop listening to it. I still remember basically every word to every song on that album. So good. I literally used to try and sing Night Train and Mr. Brownstone as fast as possible and would compete with my brother to do this. And they're just ingrained in my brain now. It's pretty damn great. I still recommend it to people. I know some people like, oh, they ruined rock. People actually say that.
Who's saying that?
A lot of idiots. Mostly people, metalheads.
Oh, they can go away with that.
Yeah, it's like, just because they're popular, you know, doesn't mean they're ruining shit, and they never claimed they were metal. They're hard rock.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also one of the best-selling albums of all time. Which is an
Best what, sorry?
Best-selling album. I think
it
is the #1 best-selling album of all time.
Don't think it is.
I think it's like surpassed Beatles' White Album and stuff like that.
Well, it hasn't sold the most.
It's one of
Thriller.
It's one of the best-selling.
It should be. I'm not disagreeing. It's one of the, but it's not the.
Okay.
I know that much.
Maybe it's the best-selling rock album.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
Yeah. So, what is your first album?
The first album I bought, and I remember buying this album, being like, yeah, I gotta get this. Back in 2002, was Missy Elliott's Under Construction.
Oh, okay.
Which was, I believe, her 4th album.
Yeah.
And I don't listen to this album as much because I got too many albums to listen to, and it's very hard to take, like, literally all the music I have on my iPod if I listen to it all, it would take about 10 days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of hard to get to those albums, especially when I want to re-listen to an album or just haven't listened to an album in a while. But yeah, I think this album still holds up. It's one of her last albums as well. I think she did 2 more after, but I remember mainly wanting this album because it had the song, I have to double check the name of it, was Work It.
Okay.
Which is, I think, one of her more famous songs next to Get Your Freak On.
Yeah.
I remember I really liked that song. I really liked the album. Because the thing I liked about Missy Elliott, she was pretty much the first rapper I really liked. Because her music videos and just the way she did songs were just weird. She was literally in her own world.
Yeah.
I mean, just the chorus of Work It has the line, if you got a big elephant noise, let me search you. And for whatever reason, I was like, what does that mean? If you got a big ass? But she's like, arse is said plenty times in the song, so I'm like, what? Like, and it's just like, it's very tongue in cheek. It's very funny, even to the point halfway through the song where she was like, "Work it, I need a glass of water," and even in the music video, just a hand comes out and gives her a glass of water, and she drinks it.
Brilliant.
Stuff like that is pretty funny. And if you watch all of her music videos, they're just weird with concepts that I guess only she could come up with. Even in the Get Your Freak On video, I had to watch these back. She's like, for some reason, while the dancers are dancing in this random place, she's hanging onto a chandelier that's swinging. Yeah. And I'm just like, why?
Why not?
She's a DJ, yet she's covered in bees. It's like, what? She's in, like, olden times, and she's, like, dressed as presumably, like, a slave. She punches some white guy in the face, he turns black. It's like, what's going on in these music videos,
That's
like, she's just in her own place, It's kind of stuff I like, and it's got a very classic album cover if you actually look it up. But that was the first album I actually bought. So yeah,
Nice.
cool stuff back in the day. I'm an old man. Next question: what was the first film you ever watched in the cinema, Ace?
So I can't remember exactly what it is, but this is the earliest film I think I remember seeing in cinema.
Okay.
And that is Disney's Tarzan.
Oh, okay.
Saw this with my mum and brother. I really liked it, and I still kind of do.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I really loved the bits just seeing him like surfing down on
Oh
the
yeah,
trees.
that's fantastic. Bit of animation.
Yeah, and it really caught my imagination.
Yeah.
And the line "Is this water sanitary?" is still caught in my brain as well. Just the elephant when it's at the watering hole. It's like, "Is this water sanitary?"
It's no California.
Yeah, it reminds me of that, and it's brilliant. And then it's a piranha because they think Tarzan pops up the water and his mouth is wide open, and you just see these massive teeth. Really fun film.
It's a film I need to revisit because funny enough, I do have a story with that film. I did watch it.
Yeah.
With a friend of mine. It was kind of like one of those weird, like, it was like the first like evening out that I can remember because it's like this friend of mine and her mother. We basically went to a circus, then went to see Tarzan the film, and then went to McDonald's and then got the toys from Tarzan.
Nice.
And you have to admit, at the time, that was the latest I'd ever stayed up because I don't think I got home until like 11. And I just like got home and just died.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, it's definitely a film I need to revisit. Boy, you got such a tasteful first film you ever watched compared to mine.
Okay.
The first film I watched was 1998's Barney's Great Adventure, the movie.
Okay.
Barney's movie.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite purple and green dinosaur.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had a film.
Yeah, he did. This was his first movie, Ace.
Oh,
Come on now.
I didn't keep up with the Barney the
This
Dinosaur
was the start of the
cinematic
universe.
Crossing over with Bear in the Big Blue House.
Before Marvel, there was Barney's Great Adventure. I think I still have this on VHS somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only funny thing I have to say about this film is when I went to go see it with my sister, apparently, according to my mum, we opened the door to the cinema screening room and both kind of said, "I'm not going in there." Because it was too dark and we didn't really like the dark. We loved films, we didn't like how dark it was.
Okay.
Apparently I watched all this film. My sister kind of hid.
Yeah.
For the most part. But yeah, the Barney's Great Adventure, the movie, isn't a good film.
Oh, I'm not really.
No.
I'm shocked.
No, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird to see Barney with cinematography. It's very odd. This film is really weird.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't... I wouldn't say it doesn't make sense, but it's one of those films where it's like, what is going on? What are you doing? You damn chasing some rainbow egg? And I'm like, some kids?
Was it Letterboxd? Because I'm trying to imagine Barney being shot in Letterboxd, because this is confusing.
You can probably get it on Blu-ray and Letterboxd. I bet you any money someone's probably done that.
This is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
You've like not heard of this film.
No.
I hope other people have heard of this film because I'm gonna feel really weird about this now.
Imagine
if you've heard of Barney's Grand Adventure the movie, please email me at raccoonplusfriends@gmail.com. Because now I'm thinking this film is some kind of enigma in time, like it doesn't exist or something.
Only you've seen it.
Only I've seen it. Like, I thought there were other people in the cinema, but it was just me.
It was a hallucination.
I guess. No, but yeah, it was, such a bizarre film. Probably gonna have to, like, do a review on that film, because it's weird.
When you were a kid, did you sit at the front of the cinema? Because I always had to as a kid, and I just craned my neck up watching the thing.
I didn't.
Okay.
And I think the reason I didn't was because... story time, guys.
Yeah.
Was because whenever I went to go see a kids' film, the kids would always, as soon as the film would finish, they'd always jump out the seats and start dancing. Did anyone ever go to a cinema in England where kids would just start running around during the credits?
I have seen that happen. I mean, that actually happened at Justice League. But and they started putting their hand up to try and do like animals in front of the projection.
Wow.
Yeah. But I do remember that when I went to see the Simpsons film.
Really? For the Simpsons film?
Yeah, like as soon as credits, the kids literally started dancing in front of the screen. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
remember it for was it Help I'm a Fish?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which I saw that film. Which that film like low-key kind of scared me, but like because I just didn't like that film.
Yeah.
I was like, this is just like it was one of those things where it's like you're a kid and you're like, it's not that you don't like the film. It's like, you know what? I think this film is just a bit too mean-spirited, and I really just don't like it.
I mean, come on, there are fish in the deep blue sea.
Like that song was bumping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that song was bumping, but like even when that film finished, even after that very grim ending, I was like the kids were just dancing. I think that was one of the first films I was like actually generally like scared to go and watch next to the Scooby-Doo film.
Oh wow, okay.
Because I was like, man, Scooby-Doo is just scary. When I watch it at home, the movie's gonna be real scary.
That's brilliant.
To some extent, it was back in the day because I was like, what? You know, obviously being a big fan of Scooby-Doo, it was like, yeah, finally, Scooby-Doo. The remake can't top that film though.
Are they doing a remake?
They are actually planning a Hanna-Barbera / Scooby-Doo cinematic universe.
Oh no!
Yeah, they are.
Wow! Have they not seen the failures of the Dark Universe yet?
No, but it's Warner Brothers are desperate. The problem is, a Scooby-Doo universe can work.
It can, but you need to be smart.
Yeah, it can. I mean, here's the thing. Mystery Incorporated, the last incarnation, just turn that into a film.
Yeah.
Because that was the most cinematic, story-based thing they've ever done. That had, like, serious lore. That was for the fans and for new kids. I mean, that's it. Like I've sent you many times before. It made a reference to Watchmen, that series did.
Yeah.
A really good one as well. But yeah, I mean, that was the kind of cinema experiences I used to have. I watched tons of films in the cinema. And I think the most, just real quick, the most proud one I remember was watching Atlantis.
Oh, okay.
That film kicked ass. That was like the first time I remember witnessing daylight saving and it getting dark. Going in during daytime, coming out as dark. I'm like, what happened? I literally came out there going, that was an adventure. I was with the crew for several hours and we were exploring Atlantis and we came out, it's another day.
That's the thing. I always felt dissatisfied if I left the cinema and it wasn't dark. I felt like it wasn't the magical experience that it was. Like, oh my god, I saw the film and now it's dark. It's like a new day.
I can understand that.
And I grew very disillusioned when it didn't happen.
Yeah, because it kind of just feels like you watched the film.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than experience.
Yeah, and then go McDonald's afterwards.
Go McDonald's, get that Tarzan toy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh god, let's do our final question, which was, what was the first book you finished reading?
Okay.
I guess it must be pretty important for kids.
What kind of book are we clarifying? Because, like, does stuff like Mr. Men count, or...
I guess. Because that is a book, yeah.
It probably... I can never properly remember the title. It was, like, this dog, and it was, like, a patchwork dog thing. And I can't remember what it was called at all. But that was one of the first books I ever read.
Patchwork dog?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I continuously read it every time I went to the library. I just sit down on one of the beanbags and read it. But first proper book, I guess, would probably be Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Okay.
Because we got the pirate DVD, and I was like, I like this. So I got the book.
See, only 90 kids would know about the pirate DVD.
Exactly. Well, the weird thing is the pirate DVD of the Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which was
Stone, yeah.
So awkward.
I like how that's the only name they changed.
I know.
No, you can't have philosopher.
Can't have philosophy in America. What you on about?
Yeah.
It's magic.
Yeah, that film low-key scared me as well. I never watched it in cinema. That VHS.
Yeah. What was your first book you finished reading?
The first book I remember reading was, it's got a kind of funny name, is I Don't Want To, by...
I already love this. I need to know more.
by Bell Mooney.
Yeah.
And this was it's a very, I actually did some research, it's actually a very old series in 1985, but by the time I was reading it, it's re-released and getting popular.
Yeah.
It's essentially a story about a girl who basically she's just a typical child. Basically, I don't want to do this, I'm bratty, that kind of thing. And I guess the whole point of the story was kind of like morals, messages, all that kind of stuff. And it's a series I really did like because before I started reading the stories, I did not like reading. For anyone who doesn't know, I am dyslexic, so obviously the barrier to being able to read good is pretty damn tough to get past. And these books really resonated with me because they were, no discredit to like the author or anything like that, they were easy to read, they were just the right kind of, let's say, level for me. I read as many as I could and I loved the series. I still have them on my shelf, they're actually right behind you, Ace.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I do really like the series. They are, and funny enough, I kind of think that Horrid Henry low-key ripped it off.
Oh, okay.
I think it did. I think it low-key did because I just looked at the first page and the main character's called Kitty and she's not as evil as Horrid Henry, but not that Horrid Henry's really evil, but
he's kind of horrid.
He's just spiteful. He's a spiteful brat. But yeah, I just kind of noticed she's not as spiteful as him, but she's kind of like, oh, I don't want to do this. I should always get my own way, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then I noticed on the page she's like, oh, this is my perfect brother.
Oh,
and I was like, right, your perfect brother. Who
is he blonde who wears a red top?
I don't know if there is an image of him in colour.
Okay.
But yeah, I was like,
yeah,
that's rather interesting that Kitty, the main character, has messy hair.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gonna get a lawsuit here.
Bella Moon, you might want to just blow the dust off them books.
You might want to get your lawyers ready. Possibly.
Get your guns. But yeah, oh god, that was the first book I remember reading. The other book I remember really reading and loving, I'll just say this real quick, always giving you guys bang for your buck.
Yeah?
Was Goosebumps, Night of the Living Dummy 2. Boy, was I obsessed with that book. I don't know what happened. There was a point in my life where I didn't want to do anything but read that book. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
It was literally like, before I go to bed, got to read Night of the Living Dummy 2.
Yeah.
I really need to go to the toilet. I need to read more of Night of the Living Dummy 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you got Raccoon, you got like gymnastics. Yeah, but can I read Night of the Living Dummy on the car journey there? Like, I don't know what happened.
It's just a good book.
It is a good book. I don't know what happened with me. It was just literally like, I gotta read this book. Like,
that's brilliant.
Put the Game Boy down.
Yeah.
Gotta read this book. I don't know. I don't know what was happening. I don't know if I was a crisis in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on. But that's another book that really resonated with me, where it was just like, yeah, like I don't know what happened. It's a great book. I still love it, but it's just like, I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah.
But yeah. And that's pretty much going to wrap up our story. If you guys would like to send us some suggestions for Q&A questions, please do at raccoonplusfriends@gmail.com. Especially if there's things you would like to know about us. I know, obviously, the fact that we're not seen is obviously adds more mystery to us.
Yeah.
We are kind of like the mystery men. But, yeah, I'd like to know. And also, you can let us know your answers to these questions because it is very interesting. I picked these ones because they are quite personal. They are making you think. They are going back. You might need to ask your parents because they probably know. I had to ask my mum about like what was the first thing I watched. But just a little bit of fun. We're going to end this podcast with the video of the episode, and that is going to be by Yaeji, North Korean singer, producer, fashion designer, everything. The girl.
Renaissance woman,
yeah, to some extent as well, yeah. Yaeji with Raingurl. It's not girl, it's girl.
Girl.
That was apparently a typing error. People just assumed it was girl, it's actually girl. G-U-R-L. So yeah, surprised this video was actually really fun and had like nice kind of like vibe to it. Really well shot. And also, Yaeji, please release that remix that plays at the end of the song. I really want it. Because that's a bumping remix.
Yeah, if you do, you're going to make the girl rain.
Yeah, exactly. Really fun stuff, but I'll be talking about Yaeji later. Anything you want to add to the podcast as we almost hit the hour mark?
Don't think I can think of anything, no.
No?
No.
The only thing I'd like to say real quick is I got my Mac fixed,
Yeah.
so I'll be able to make videos a little better now. I'm probably not going to make anything heavily edited until next year, only because the videos I am going to now make probably won't get finished until next year anyway. But expect them and expect some changes regarding to, let's just say, how you listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
So be prepared. We'll keep you informed over the next, like 3 podcasts now?
I think so. I think that's it.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
We're almost there. 2017 will be over soon, guys.
It's been so quick.
And long at the same time.
It's cognitive dissonance going on.
Yeah, all the... And then the reason why the podcast is so short is because there's been so much witch hunting and discussion over microtransactions. I'm not saying the witch hunting is bad, given its subject matter. I'm just saying there's been a lot of it.
Witch hunting seems like the wrong term, because if the people are actually accused, then they've actually done it.
Yeah, but I'm saying there is always those people who will go, oh, that means it must be everyone in the world.
Yeah.
Because you do get those kinds of people. Not everyone is a despicable piece of shit. Just keep that in mind, guys.
Just if they live in Hollywood.
Yeah, I mean, and at the same time, you really shouldn't be that surprised. I mean, what? A bunch of really, really rich people are all good and kind, innocent people? Fuck no. Go watch The Film Society. So that's all I'm going to end it on. Go watch The Film Society and email me.
If you want a pizza roll.
If you want a pizza roll, yeah. But yeah, I guess I'll end this podcast like I always do by saying I was the Angry Raccoon.
I am Ace.
And we will see you on the next podcast.